Hello, happy Thursday. We're a Thursday show today of House Seats Presents. Woo!
Yes.
We have the lovely Andrea in the audience. Hi. And I don't know where the rest of our audience went. They went that way.
It's okay. It's fine.
Losers. Bye.
We don't need them
We don't
anyway.
need them anyway because we're going to be moaning all throughout this episode.
The show.
It's because Ashley, Loren, is here and she brought her dirty green tea with an extra shot of something.
It is a dirty
What shot did they put in there?
Of espresso.
Oh, I thought you put
espresso, right? It's
not
not
rum?
espresso. That's like
I know.
a Jersey
You know what?
thing.
You know what? That really bugs me when people call it espresso.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah.
every Italian rolls over like, what the fuck are you doing? It's espresso.
I know.
Son.
So yeah, dirty green tea latte.
Dirty green tea. What is it? What makes it? Oh, it makes it dirty because of the. You know what? You're right. Because I used to order a dirty Oprah. Have you ever had that?
I've never.
The dirty Oprah. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, that Oprah chai tea latte was bomb.
I felt kind of weird. Like saying that about I'll have a dirty Oprah, because you kind of get a look from the barista for a minute, like they know what it is, but it just sounds like sacrilegious to call Oprah dirty. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder if Oprah likes.
I wonder if anyone's ever tweeted her. I'm like, Oprah. I'm having an at dirty latte or dirty chai, dirty Oprah.
A dirty Oprah.
A dirty Oprah.
A dirty Oprah.
She gets it all the time. Gail tells it all the time. You're dirty Oprah. I'm so happy to have you on the show.
Me
This
too.
is so exciting. We usually at the top of the show kind of talk about what we did the week before, kind of give a little spiel about what we've been doing the week before. And last week we had Tommy Lama on our show. This is a guy named Tommy. What's his Tommy Savat. That's his real name. And Tommy is a comedian. That was him last week. We'll also get a photo here in the red carpet. Oh, there's more audience coming in. Hi,
hey.
Andrew Wright. So he came on the show last week, and we went to his show the Tuesday night. Mm-hmm. What a trip and a half. First of all, it's at the Stratosphere.
I've never been to the Stratosphere.
You've never been in it ever?
No.
And even up to the top or anything?
No.
Oh, girl, you're missing out.
We'll
have to go. They have on the 107th. Is it called 107? I think it's called Club 107, and they have Lounge 107. I'm getting corrected over by God in this. Lounge 107. You get they have happy hour cocktails and stuff, and you can go up on the 107th floor and drink and carry on whatnot.
Amazing.
He wasn't on that floor. He was a little lower on the floor. He was on the mall level. LA Comedy Club. I'm going to say this about it. He was fantastic. He was so much fun. But they do $20 all you can drink in the show. Oh. So you can imagine, and comedy shows. I have a lot of respect for comedians. In fact, when we talked last week on the show, I said to him, how do you get up and do that? Because it seems tremendously difficult to keep obviously your bit and obviously what you have, rehearsed.
Yeah.
When they have hecklers in the audience.
Oh.
And particularly this crowd. There was a guy right in front of me who literally had everything he could say, what were some of the things? Yeah, he was
People
literally he was seriously heckling the both of the comedians that were on stage really bad. But there's only a dozen of us in the theater, and so it was really awkward when somebody from the show has to come over and tell him, because everyone's like, "What's happening over there?" Because we all know what's happening, but we're like, "What's going on?" And so he was kind of told to shut the fuck up.
Oh.
But
well, good.
And then knowing the audience, so we're in the audience. We bring two of our friends with us, and you could tell the audience was very Southern.
That's
what they did. You know what they did?
Right?
There was a couple in the front because the warm up comedian was kind of giving out some Trump jokes, and this couple was not having it. No,
not
they were
having
not.
it. Mm-mm.
And they were from South Carolina. They were from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Yes, of course.
And they were just not happy with the jokes. And then when he was saying some other particular jokes, they were kind of agreeing, some racial jokes. I was like, okay. Yeah, I was like, okay, Dirty Oprah. They would have totally ordered a Dirty Oprah and not even batted an eye.
No.
So it was kind of a little bit, yeah. So other than that, it was kind of, uncomfortable in the show. Yeah. I don't know. I don't go to see comedy shows that much.
Me either.
Because you kind of do feel a little bit I took my dad to see Brad Garrett once.
Okay.
And everyone that was on prior to Brad Garrett was really funny. And then Brad gets up there. And my dad really wanted to see it because he was a huge fan of Raymond. And so Brad Garrett gets up there and is the dirtiest, most racist comedian. And my dad's he looks at me, he's like, "I love you, son. I have to leave." So I'm there for work. I'm there for house seats. I'm sitting in the back row. And we had just met him like before the show started. Like we got photos with him and everything. My dad's really short and Brad's really tall. It was really funny. So we're excited about the show. And then my dad just like we're in that seat where he can see, and I'm just like, Dad, just go, just bow out right there, because I had to stay through the whole rest of the show because I'm like, I don't want to just walk out because I'm like, he's just staring at our table. And my dad's like, just pretend you're going to the bathroom and don't come back. So.
That's reasonable. It's fine. You do what you got to do, right?
But comedians, it's that fine line, you know.
It's hard. I don't think I could ever be a comedian.
I know we have. Do you have John Lovitz and Dana Carvey here? And I've heard mixed things. People have written back. Oh, Dana Carvey's really funny, but John Lovitz was really disturbing. So you and Andrea loves him. And you know what? You kind of run that risk when you go to that.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
You could be offended. You could not. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We saw Bill Cosby. I wasn't really offended because he was very clean on stage.
On stage. Off stage, you know.
Other than that, Jell-O pudding. Watch out. Jell. Hell no. Hell no. Those are our segues. Those are our little segues into things. Do I have any other photos from the week, Scott? So that's my David Bowie.
You're nailing it, though.
So I have the restaurant DW Bistro here in town. I plug it every single show.
As you should.
As I should. So we generally every once in a while do theme brunches because it keeps it interesting for our staff mostly. Okay. So we did a Pop Stars and Rock Stars brunch. This last Sunday. So we have here, obviously we have Katy Perry over here.
Yeah.
That's my hostess. That's my husband actually doing an old Justin Timberlake with the curly hair, curly fro.
Because it's gonna be.
Do you know what? He bedazzled that bandana all night. It's gonna be, it's gonna be May.
I know.
And then I did David Bowie, very Ronald McDonald pubic hair, and that's what, I looked at two different wigs out there, and I honestly, someone told me that at the brunch. I said I had the chance between like a real like Bowie wig that was a lot of hair, and I just didn't want hair in my face.
No.
So I found this one. I was like, oh, that's cool because I can just tease it a little bit more. And this one customer looks at me and was like, that's like Ronald McDonald's pube hairs. I was like, wow, that wasn't really what I was going for, but. I know, and then we had one of our servers, Fonzie, dressed up as Kiss, and then that's Dalton, and Dalton was Adam Lambert. Okay. So he was, just was having fun with that. He wanted to wear a kilt. I think he really wanted to wear a kilt.
There's always a reason to wear a kilt.
It is. Speaking of Adam Lambert, was an American Idol, right? Is this right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I understand you were a part of American Idol.
I was.
Were you part of American? I did stalk your pages.
You did.
I stalked your Instagram. I was looking at things I could find. I was like, I don't know enough about her. I want to find out some things. So, what season were you a part of?
Season 8, which.
Who
is the Adam Lambert?
Well, there you go. Look at that.
Actually,
oh, my God.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
I was on Idol.
Okay.
I didn't make top 32. I was cut in Hollywood Week. But,
okay. But you made it to Hollywood.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. And then I ended up getting signed after that anyway. So that was a route that I chose.
That's a nice route.
Yeah.
How was the audition process for that?
Incredible. I mean, the open call was like just thousands and thousands of people,
Where did you do
it? Kansas City.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
and thousands of people showed up. Was it in a mall or
no?
Was it,
it was
in
in
a big
stadium.
Convention center? Oh shit!
It was a stadium.
Oh my God.
How many years ago was this now? It's way long ago. Season 8. What season are they on now?
They're all done now.
What was 14?
Where they were on? Where? I only watched season 1 because my dad really loved Kelly Clarkson.
Yes, I love Kelly Clarkson.
And actually, there were a lot of people thinking that Jay was Justin Guarini
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
He totally got that. He's like, oh, you're Justin Guarini. He's like, oh. Yeah.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, sure. Now he's doing those commercials for Dr. Pepper.
He is.
The sweet one.
He is.
That's Justin what he kept
Guarini.
doing. When somebody told him that, he went around the whole room doing the sweet one.
Oh my gosh! Does the clientele dress up too, or just the
sometimes
servers?
They do if they give enough notice out there. Like we've done 80s brunch and we always do that in June.
Can I get next time you do an 80s?
Indeed.
Okay, thanks.
June.
I don't even want to finish that.
I think it's June 10th.
Okay, I'm going to put it in my phone.
It's a Sunday,
already.
So we get all dolled up and we have a DJ. You can be your favorite 80s dressed character. You could be somebody from an 80s show. Somebody
I love the 80s.
Rockstar 80s. Yeah. Yeah. And then we've done Willy Wonka theme brunch. We've done Alice in Wonderland theme brunches.
Love Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, we had
so fun.
We had like all this whole table full of pastries that were like, eat me and little things
drink
that drink me. Don't get dirty out there.
Dirty
Don't
Oprah.
get it twisted, Andrew. And that's the end of my roundup, I think,
Amazing.
right? That's the end of my roundup here. So we're going to talk about you because,
okay.
I want your time to be precious.
Aww.
So speaking of stalking your page, as
yeah.
I was doing, I saw that you toured with Carley Rae Jepsen.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Time of my life.
I was going to say, so how long did you do this for? On and off? Or
It actually just popped up on my Facebook page.
Okay.
Like a couple weeks ago. We started, my first gig with her was actually SNL. And that was like 2 years ago, I guess this month.
Wow.
Incredible. We did like the promo circuit for her last album.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is.
I saw her, believe it or not, I saw her the first time, I think when the song first came out and was popular, she was at White Party. The big gay white party in Palm Springs. She was the headliner for one of the events.
Yeah,
and all the gays were out there. Call me maybe, hey. It was such a big big tune for us.
She just won on the Billboard. There was an article about the catchiest hooks of the last decade, and of course she did.
Hell yeah, yes. And then we put two and two together prior to the show that at the Venetian, she came out a couple years ago around New Year's, and my husband and I saw the show, and you were in the show.
I was there. Yeah. We did New Year's Eve at the Venetian.
That was so
Theater.
fun.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
That was actually the first time I had done a gig in Vegas.
Oh, really? That was your first Vegas gig?
That was my first Vegas gig.
Wow.
And then it's so funny because this year, New Year's, I was playing at the Palazzo Theater.
Yeah, I know. And you right back to the Venetian. There you were.
Yeah,
and she is currently in Bath playing the lovely Satine.
Oh, look. Yes, I play Satine.
She doesn't sing like that. You won't see it if she sings like that. But she plays the lovely Satine from Moulin Rouge. And you play opposite Justin, right?
I do.
He's so handsome.
He is so handsome and so great. Oh, and that's Bill. That's not Justin.
But that's Bill.
That's Bill.
And we've had Bill on here. I love Bill.
He's handsome too.
The Bill. What is Bill's last name again?
William Thomas Evans.
William Thomas Evans. There's a long story about him. Yes. William Thomas Evans finally made it to our show one day. Yes, he's so funny.
Amazing. Yeah, he's great.
And you've been in this show now going on.
My first show was Election Day.
Okay. Oh, great.
Yeah. So
what a filled audience.
It was
fun.
You know what though? It was.
Everybody needed a little break from that. I'm sure.
Yeah. So it was a weird audience. Yeah. Because
only the Republican
was on their
would put clapping on that instead of booze. That's Scott for you.
Oh, God. Yeah, but everyone was on their phones because you're allowed to have your phones to take pictures and videos of the show. So everyone's face was lit up looking at the latest news.
You know, I remember that about the shows that you could take photos, and they put us. I went in to see Anne one night in the show, and then I felt really bad because they put us at one of the tables that's right up front.
Oh
so
yeah,
all I have is this photo of up her skirt, and I'm like,
yeah.
I won't post that of you, Anne.
And she's like, whatever, it's fine.
I'm so sorry. I'm like, all I can see is like, I'm trying to get a photo and be artistic, and all I'm doing is like, I'm feeling like a dirty perv. And like, hi, it's okay.
It's okay.
She's lovely in that show, though.
She's amazing. She's amazing. She was on as Daisy the past couple of days. So she was my Daisy for the past 2 days. So that was.
Well, we'll have to come. We'll have to come see you because I haven't seen the show.
Oh my god!
I haven't seen the show since it was Anne, and then before that was. Early time. So I haven't seen it.
You have to come back.
Show, so I want to come see it with you.
Please do.
I do love the show. One of the things that I've told guests, or I've told the audience about the show particularly, it's so beautifully done. Mm-hmm. I mean, it had been prior on put at the Light nightclub, but this setting in the theater at Palazzo is so amazing. Mm-hmm. The way they moved the stage and I mean the way they moved the seating to be more of like that
interactive
sort of
yeah.
And you guys beautiful. Come in. I mean, they're coming in and out. Andrew, you should go see the show while you're here. Yeah. See, you need to go to the shows. Have you seen a Vegas show in general? Oh shit.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
She's a Vegas virgin. Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
That one sounded like I had something going on, obstruction in my back. No, the show is so if you're fans, shut your mouth. If you're fans of Moulin Rouge, settle down out there. Great
Romeo
Gatsby, Romeo and Juliet, all the Baz Luhrmann movies. Yeah. This show is phenomenal. The only thing I've always said, and I've told this to Lisa, and I've told this to everybody, I need freaking confetti in the audience at the end. I know it'd be a bitch to clean up among the staff, but I would come clean it up every night.
Anyway.
I love confetti in this show because you want to be like just drenched in it.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Bring a little Britney to Baz.
Have you seen Britney?
I have twice.
Ooh.
I saw Britney twice.
You have. You know what?
I also saw J-Lo. I love her. I'm obsessed with her.
I was gonna say, have you seen? Because we haven't been invited to that show, so we haven't gone yet. But I've seen Britney like 3 times because I had to because My husband is a huge fan. Like, he's seen it 7. I've seen it 3 because I can't go one
7?
more time.
7? Wow. You can't go one more time?
I can't go one more time.
Hit me, baby.
I can't hit
one
me.
One more time?
Not one more time.
No,
I can't
more
do it.
times.
Although she's welcome on the show if she'd like to come and talk to us.
Hey, Britt.
Come on, girl. You don't have to sing because I know you don't on the show. It's okay. Oh, and then we got terribleness. That's okay.
Oops.
She puts on a good show.
She does.
Puts on a good.
Those dances are incredible.
So this is your first Vegas show besides Carley Rae Jepsen. This is your first show in Vegas. How did that come about for you to be in?
Oh, baby. Yes, Brittany.
This is the dirtiest show. One of the dirtiest shows. I was going to say Enoch is a pretty dirty show.
Oh, God,
but,
I love him. I love that
He
man.
will be performing in Hedwig.
I'm so excited.
And the
I'm going
Angry
on
Inch. You're going
Saturday.
It's at the Crossroads.
Yes.
At the House of Blue. So it's inside the restaurant area at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock start time. I'm sure he'll embrace that role very, very well because Enoch was born to play that, and Frankenfurter when he played that in our Rocky Horror show.
Yeah,
any kind of role we throw at him, he kind of embraces and
totally.
And he still He amazingly, my husband runs into the gym and he is wearing the costumes most often at the LVAC down the road. So
of course he is.
He's doing his stuff in his little corset.
I occasionally see the selfies he posts on Instagram at the gym.
I know.
He's
I can't anymore.
It's
can't. Like when you're scrolling, you're like, oh, I can't look at that. It's during work hours.
Not safe for work.
How did you end up in Baz? Tell us how that ended up happening for you.
I mean, I've been doing theater for a long time. I started in theater when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I sort of alternate between doing pop stuff and then doing the Broadway thing.
Was it in Kansas City? Is that where you were, or is that where you're from?
No, okay. I was visiting friends there, and it was one of those like fluke. Okay, I'll go if you go things.
Yeah.
Kansas City.
City, yeah.
Whatever.
Some city you were in, yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Jersey. I'm a Jersey girl.
Okay.
So East. I know that Italian girl
that
from Jersey.
That explains so much.
Yeah.
That's why she's good at moaning.
Yeah. So.
Terrible, Scott.
So I moved to LA because I was doing more of the Carley stuff, more music. Yeah. And when I was there, I met some of the For the Record people.
Yeah. Who produced Baz.
Yes. So Shane and Steve and Anderson I met through Baz as well. But they had an audition there and they were looking for Satine. My agent actually has seen the show multiple times. It's one of his favorite shows. And so he took me here to see it during previews of on my birthday last year. We saw Idaho the musical.
Yeah,
wasn't that some clients
awesome?
in that?
That was
so good,
so good.
The Smith Center is such a beautiful space.
It is beautiful.
Yeah,
and you just I again, stalking. I have to give, full disclosure when I stalk.
That's fine.
You performed for the 5-year anniversary of it. And you performed with Frank Wildhorn too.
I
saw him. I love him. I saw him
Me
with
too.
Jane Monheit when he did Frank Wildhorn. She's one of my faves.
She's incredible.
I'm getting goosebumps from stalking.
I know.
It's great. From admitting that I'm stalking.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So the Smith Center.
Yeah, Smith Center. That's just beautiful. That was one of the most amazing nights ever.
Such a cool place.
But yeah, so I just auditioned for the show. I had seen it in previews and I was obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I love Baz Luhrmann's shows. I love his take on all of these classics. And so I just auditioned and booked the job in LA and then moved my butt out here to Vegas.
Moved your butt out here.
Yeah.
And prior to that, when you were in Jersey, and then obviously you made the trek to New York to do, you were in Jekyll and Hyde on Broadway and then on tour.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yes.
I did my homework. Hey,
yes, you did. You did.
Uh-oh. And speaking of Broadway, because we were talking before the show started about, the Drama Desk Awards came out.
Totally.
And, they have the revival of Hello, Dolly with Bette Midler, which I would die to see that show.
I know.
And the myriad of shows that are out there. I mean, you have, they did another 6 Degrees of Separation out with Allison Janney. I've still never seen Hamilton. There's a I've
never seen Hamilton.
I know.
Well, now you have a couple tours to choose from too.
Yeah, I know. I see that. I know. There's a laundry list in New York to see now.
There are so many.
So many performers making their way onto the stage. Yeah. Glenn Close and Sunset Boulevard.
No.
And I wanted to see, when we were there last, that was in December, I wanted to see, we never ended up at one Broadway show, but we ended up, we saw the Golden Girls puppet parody. That was really fun.
Oh my gosh. Where's that?
That was at the 15th Street Theater over there in Union Square.
Yeah.
And that was really funny. But I wanted to see Dear Evan Hansen. I really wanted to see that, and now that's blowing up.
Blown up.
Because it was just either starting or previewing when we were there in December, and so I really wanted. So we have to go back to New York just to do a theater run.
Yeah,
because there's so many things.
And Sarah's now in Waitress for a limited time.
Yeah, I saw that
that's
too.
Amazing.
Yeah. So when you've done with Broadway particularly when you were there, what was it like? Was Jekyll and Hyde your first Broadway?
It was.
Musical?
It was my debut, and that was actually popped up on my Facebook. Thank God for Facebook. What would we do without the time lapse?
Do you have to get something to do that? Because I don't get reminders of a year ago you did this and a year ago you did that. No, I don't. I don't go on there very often. I don't get those. I don't get the pop-ups about what you did last year.
How are you going to remember anything?
I don't know. I don't know.
Facebook does everything for us. Reminds us our friends' birthdays, everything.
It does.
What would we do?
I don't know.
But yeah, it was my debut. Okay. It was 4 years ago. Just dream come true. Actually, Jekyll and Hyde. I love Frank Wildhorn. I've always loved Frank Wildhorn's music. I saw Broadway shows living in Jersey. It was easy when I was a kid. Right. My parents would take me in and obviously knew I had an appreciation for the arts and wanted to do something like that in my life. But my first musical was Cats that I saw on Broadway, and then saw various other ones, of course, in between, Les Mis, Phantom and stuff. But when I saw Jekyll, I saw Linda Eder.
I was going to say, you probably saw Linda Eder.
Linda Eder and Rob Evan, who I've subsequently worked with multiple times, which is incredible. But it was the first show that I saw on Broadway. I turned to my mom and I was like, yeah, no, I want to do this. Like, this is the show that I want to, this is what I want to do. The way she's singing, this is what I want to do. I know it. So it was just so funny and so full circle that show would come back around. And Bill Evans was in the original Jekyll and Hyde. So it's so funny. We were in the same show. I'm not sure if it was his debut, but for the sake of this story, let's pretend it is.
Let's pretend it was.
So we both had our Broadway debuts in Jekyll and Hyde 20 years apart from each other. And the anniversary of both of those is this month.
That is so awesome.
I know, and here we are together.
We have so many guests on the show, from like Reva Rice and people who basically talk. You know, when she roller skated and then she ended up in Starlight Express and all these things, and then obviously stalking your Instagram page again. She has very inspirational quotes on her page.
I love.
Where can we follow you at? What's your at for Instagram?
It's Ashley Loren.
There you go.
At Ashley Loren.
There you go. She's at Ashley Loren.
Yes.
So if you want to stalk her, but you have very positive quotes on there. This is one of the things we talk about is like what you think about, you bring about. This is for you. Like exactly seeing that on stage. I stole that from The Secret, I think, I'm sure. But
great book.
You definitely, that is exactly the kind of thing that we hear a lot is that you saw something and you immediately was like, I'm going to do that. And that
I think there's so much power in that. I think it's super important to sort of have those verbal affirmations and to write things down and to have a dream board. I mean, now we're lucky enough we have Pinterest that we can have like a virtual dream board. My Pinterest is overflowing with just stuff. It's always important to reach for things. It's always important to I think it's important to always be super grateful for everything that you have and take it day at a time. But it's also important to see broad term. And once you accomplish something, create a new goal and set it for yourself.
Well, and especially for you because again, when you were on Carley Rae Jepsen and you really did, did the full gamut of, look at that.
Well, there we go.
That's so fancy.
So fancy.
Rocks and things.
Oh my gosh, 7 Magic
Mountains.
Have you been there?
No, we keep meaning to get off the road when we're driving to California just to go look, and I'm like, I forgot.
No, I had my like little 14-year-old like little sister, best friend, flew out on her own. My parents would have never let me fly at 14 to come to Vegas. And I was like looking up things that we could do. And I didn't even know it existed. Yeah. So we went exploring and adventured and found that together, which is super cool.
Awesome.
So, thank you for Boomerang.
On the tour itself, you were on Saturday Night Live. You did like GMA. You did all the shows. How cool was that? You did Ellen.
We did Ellen, Fallon, everything.
That's so awesome.
It was literally the time of my life, and I'm so lucky to have been able to do it with such an amazing person. Carley is an incredible artist. I think she's the most talented musically, lyrically, vocally, all of the things. But she's also such a super dope person. Yeah. And I've toured, I've done other things with other bands, but I've never worked with a team that was so cohesive and so just all for one for all, just like a great hang. Yeah. So I was, let alone on TV shows, but I didn't even care because I was hanging out with these awesome people who were like my friends and coworkers, and we just had the best time.
And you just got to go do these things.
Amazing things together.
How did it lead to? I saw on one of your pages you ended up with Melissa Etheridge too.
I was with Melissa Etheridge before Carley.
Okay.
But there's
so awesome.
I know she's great, and we actually did Howard Stern together. So this is like very.
We're as dirty as Howard is.
Yeah.
Now we're getting a little Bill O'Reilly going on. Hey. I don't have $13 million to pay out in these, so sorry. Sorry. She's consenting. It's okay.
It's fine.
It's
good. Consensual.
It's consensual.
It's consensual.
Yes, it's all good. Yes. So Melissa Ethridge, that's so cool, though.
Totally. So she was working on a new album at the time, and she's working with one of the producers in New York that I work with in New York, too. So we were just thrown in a room together and had the best time. And actually, I sang with her with also the other backup vocalist for her was Angela Hunt, and she's actually one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. But she wrote many songs, but Empire State of Mind, New York, with Jay-Z. And
she wrote that?
She wrote it,
wow.
So just incredible people to be surrounded by all the time. Yeah.
Do you, in that world, particularly over, this is very Brittany because she now has a residency versus having to go on tour.
Right.
But what do you enjoy about being here versus that, or vice versa? Like what are some of the things you miss about that?
I think there's definite perks to both. I mean, I love traveling and seeing the world. I feel so lucky that I'm able to do that and do what I love at the same time. So I would never take that for granted. But it's also nice to be able to wake up and make your coffee and have your routine and sort of have your home dirty space. Have your dirty drink. Have your dirty drink if you want it. You know, you can have a clean one. But it's nice to have a home and something that you can sort of call your own, because it's hard sometimes when you're on tour. I was actually just talking last night with some friends about how sometimes you need I don't know what's the word. You need assimilation. You need to re-assimilate into your normal environment when you've been on tour for a long time. Like if you have a husband or if you have a wife or if you have kids. Yeah. There's I think she was saying that Sting maybe? That he's not allowed to come home for a couple days. Yeah. After tour because it's just such a different life. Right. But I love them both. Touring has granted me so many opportunities to see things that I never otherwise would have. Right. And a general appreciation for
it's a good balance.
Adventure.
Yeah.
But I'm a Cancer, and I'm just all I want to do is be home sometimes and snuggled. Yeah. And, with coffee and whatever.
Snuggle with the coffee.
Snuggle with the coffee because.
You have been in our set list. You were in the Queen show that we did at House of Blues, and the nice big packed full audience.
Oh my God, incredible! Awesome. I had no idea. I literally had no idea what I was walking into when I walked into that. It was fierce. Yeah. In every way.
Up in the rafters, people were sitting and screaming
and so into it. I mean, it's Queen.
Yeah. We'll have to have her back for one of the other ones too, because I want to hear you sing some more.
Yes.
I was thinking now that she's singing backup with certain people, I keep honing in on because I want Sarah Hester Ross to do this.
She's incredible.
I want her to do because she piano. I want her to do a Tori Amos set list. But everybody goes, Bryce, no one will come to that one because they'll have to slit their wrists to come to that show. No,
I love.
She's actually going on tour. She's actually going on tour again. Starting in September. She has a new album coming out, so she's going on tour starting in Europe and stuff. But then someone commented, well, you can make it a set list not just about Tori, but make it about lesbian rock or something, or lesbian music. So I said, so we can do Melissa, we can do Sarah McLachlan,
yes.
we can do
there
Tori.
Are options here.
I think we can call it something other than lesbian rock. Maybe Lollapalooza, huh? Lesbians of rock. Well, that kind of like
Tenors of Rock, but
exactly. Yeah, Tenors of Rock and Lesbians of Rock. Those are kind of the same.
Just the same thing.
Those are kind of the same thing. I don't know, but you put that in your thinking cap so we can call it something more PC and nice and not so
Rock Pride.
Lesbian.
I don't know.
Yeah, Rock Pride.
But no one will really. People.
But I can see Sarah playing the piano and just rocking it out to for some crazy Precious Thing song from Tori Amos. And, and we'll definitely play that song by Sarah McLachlan with the dogs in the background.
Oh no!
Sad. Just kidding! I'm just
kidding.
I
have to turn the channel.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. But maybe we could do a Melissa Ethridge, come to my window,
totally
or
down.
something like that. Mm-hmm.
Totally down.
Who have you been dying to? So do you know Nikki Scalera? Do you know Nick?
No.
She had this love, and she put on a Shirley Bassey show of her own. What? And she did it at the Smith Center at Cabaret Jazz. Who would you play? Who would you be? Who's one of your biggest influences in singing? If you put on an entire show about somebody.
Oh my God, it's so hard because I pick and choose from all these different artists.
Give me a name.
Literally no clue.
Give me a name, Jersey Girl.
I know, Jersey Girl. I would love Celine Dion.
Yeah, there you.
I mean, what?
Da, 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 da. The power of love.
Power of love. Yes. Just like, I'll remember those VH1 Diva shows?
Yes.
Like all those girls.
Yes.
So like
yes.
Shania Twain,
yes.
Celine Dion.
I miss those.
I do too. Why don't? Because I don't know.
Why don't we start? We'll get back on the VH1 Divas. Well, we are leaving our diva today. Thank you so much for being on the show and having a dirty time.
Yes.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Bye.
Bye.